Okay, Tom Franck from tomfrankart.wordpress.com and Evil Giant Robots for Miranda on Facebook with last update of the year for the theme sketchbook project. We got 3 theme sketchbooks, all with pages of Evil Giant Robots. It's early December, and we haven't touched base since the end of October. November 2013, by far the biggest month for this project. Almost 50 drawings in just that month. There was something going on every weekend. Sketchbooks were just going all over the place. I'm almost at 300. I'm at about 292 in all 3 sketchbooks right now. Let's recap. Kamikaze was at the beginning of November. That was a 3-day convention. I only had sketchbook number 2 with me for the first day of Kamikaze. And I got Chris Burnham, who I really wanted for a long time. I got Camilla Derrico, and I got Mike Madak, whose art I'd admired for a long time. So that's what I got the first day. I was hoping to have, and that was just in sketchbook 2. Sketchbook 3 was with Coop, a very famous artist, LA-based, and he had it and he finished up on Friday. So I picked it up and I brought it with me to Kamikaze Day 2. Coop did an amazing Evil Giant Robot in sketchbook number 3. He had taken his time with it, and it's pure Coop greatness. So I had sketchbook 2, sketchbook 3 going on Saturday and Sunday. I got Joe Jusko did one for me on Saturday, which was amazing. Really proud or excited about that entry in the sketchbook. Sunday morning I got J. Scott Campbell to do one. I was waiting in his line forever. So I think I got 13 at Kamikaze, 14 with Coops. And then I took sketchbook number 2, which had just come to me from Massachusetts, where my mother had it, and I mailed it back to her, and she took it to the Children's Illustration exhibit at the R. Mickelson Gallery in Northampton. She got there Mark Brown, and she got a drawing from Mordecai Gerstein, Caldecott winner. Not really on theme, but what are you going to do? It's great to have him. And she also got one from Barbara McClintock, who she just sort of started up chatting with at the event, and she was excited about it. She sat down and she did a great, very different Evil Giant Robot. And she said to my mother, "Don't let anyone know that I was drawing a gun." My mom gave it to 2 other artists. One was the adopted daughter of a girl I went to art class with in high school. So it was great to have that connection to that drawing, and a very local artist who was doing murals from Romania, Sorin Bica, and he did a wonderful abstract drawing. So I got sketchbook 2 back, and I took it for the 3rd weekend, I took sketchbook number 2 and number 3 to CTN, Creative Talent Network Animation Expo in Burbank. And there was a very famous art instructor, Marshall Vandruff, who I got at CTN 2 years ago. And I just wanted to show him the project and how it had progressed. In 2 years, there was just 1 sketchbook back then, and he had done a great drawing in it. And I just wanted, to catch up with him. And he was very busy. He was surrounded by many of his students. And I sat down next to one of his students named Donald Kirby. And he said, "Donald, show Tom your sketchbook." And I flipped through it, and it was incredible. One of the most amazing sketchbooks I've ever come across. Kid couldn't have been more in his early 20s. And I sort of explained the project to him, and he wanted to do one. So he did a great robot in the sketchbook, on the fly, very fast. I could tell that he was a student of Marshall Vandruff's. There was drawings in his sketchbook that were very George Bridgman-esque. He was copying pages from him, and Heinrich Klei dancing elephants in his sketchbook. And just wonderful to get him. I also got John Crickfalusi, creator of Ren and Stimpy at CTN. And I think I wound up getting 7 or 8 drawings at CTN, maybe 9 with the 2 sketchbooks going. I was just there for 1 day. So then the following week, that's 4 weekends in a row, Kamikaze, Children's Illustration exhibit. CTN, and then the Long Beach Comic Con. Lots of artists were there. I had Sketchbook 2, Sketchbook 3 going. I had a lot of time to just really focus on that. I took Miranda the first day. We got Mark Silvestri, who I had explained the project to a woman at Top Cow at Kamikaze, and she just put me in the front of the line when he was doing sketches. So it was great to get him. I got a 9-year-old kid named Ethan Castillo, whose father had set up a table for him, and he liked drawing Spider-Man. And it's just, children prodigies are part of this project. It's not just famous people. I want really talented kid artists. And it was great to get him. He hadn't drawn a lot of robots, but he figured it out, and he did a great head sketch, and he did it very quickly. And it'll be fun to sort of see what happens with him. All of these kid artists. I'm excited to sort of follow their careers as it comes along. Got Amanda Connor. She wasn't doing sketches, but a guy that I saw from Drink and Draw, Jeff Johnson, knows him, and just said, well, they were sort of sitting near each other. He said, Jeff said, Amanda, he just said, this guy's awesome. So she did a sketch of Bender from Futurama. It was a quick sketch, but she wasn't doing sketches, and we still got her. So lots of, I think we wound up getting 18 drawings that night, over that 2-day weekend. That night I gave it to a friend of mine, Ed Greer, and I just got sketchbook number 2 back from him from Long Beach. And my mom went to a showing in Belmont, Mass, of Ed Emberley and Rebecca Emberley. Rebecca Emberley, daughter of Caldecott winner Ed Emberley, had done a beautiful collage in the sketchbook, in sketchbook number 2 at the beginning of last summer. And my mom got, and Rebecca had Ed do just a sketch there. None of the sketchbooks, she didn't have any of the sketchbooks with her, but I'm going to paste that into sketchbook number 2. Very excited to get him. Finally, after a long period of time of wanting him, he's part of the project now. So earlier this week, I took sketchbook number 1. I didn't have sketchbook number 3 is, I didn't touch base. After Long Beach, I mailed to Minnesota, to Michael Jakes. Very talented illustrator, and he's going to do robot for Repto, Micronaut aliens. And Miranda, I said, here's your choice. I showed her the 6 Micronaut aliens. Which one do you want to do? She said Repto. He's going to abide by that. So I didn't have sketchbook number 3. Sketchbook number 2 was with Ed Greer. So this week I found out that there was a signing at Gallery Nucleus of a very famous South Korean artist, Kim Jung-gi, who can just draw amazing things on the spot. He did this great mural, and he's a phenomenal drawer. And I just showed up with sketchbook number 1, and there were 5 pages left, and I took one of those 5 pages. I wanted to get him in it, and he did a great, very different evil giant robot. So that's where it is right now. We're up to 292. Kind of winding down 2014. December's not going to be nearly as active as November. There's no way any month could be. But we'll see what happens in 2014.